Welcome back to the Arkansas State Red Wolves Dynasty. Today we bring Season 2 to an end as we play in the first bowl game of the Dynasty. We've concluded a 6-6 regular season. We won 4 games in the Sun Belt this year after just 2 in Season 1. There is still a lot that has to be done with this team, but we have made this a more successful season and now play for the very first bowl win as we play in the Boca Raton Bowl against Sam Houston, the Bearcats, who are 7-5. This is the final game for a very good group of seniors, many of which came to our team through the transfer portal. The receiver trio is going to graduate. Alexander Kilgore at linebacker. I wish we had more years to have him on the defense. And of course, because of transferring, you never know who else could end up leaving. I'm looking at deal breakers right now that we're not meeting for running back Bo Jackson. Quarterback Ricky Collins, this one is really not looking good. At the end of the day, these teams are going to be changing very rapidly from one year to the next. But can we end this season on a positive note regardless of who comes back for Season 3? The program is still ascending. Ricky Collins had 18 touchdowns over the 12-game regular season. Bo Jackson has been one of the best running backs in the entire country, finishing 3rd in the Sun Belt in rushing and being named a freshman All-American with 1,050 yards and 9 touchdowns. Our receiver trio all have pretty clustered receiving stats. Hudson Clement leads in yards, Aiden Williams in touchdowns. And the defense again has led the Sun Belt in sacks. Quincy Wright had 14. Sophomore Drew Collins had 6.5. He's one of the more standout non-seniors on this team. And Alexander Kilgore had 121 tackles, 2.5 sacks, and the team leading 2 forced fumbles. At the end of the episode, we'll take a little look at the early National Signing Day to see what those dev traits on incoming players are. Now, there are only 6 players we're going to learn about, but we'll talk about Season 3 at the end. But right now, it's time to get ready for our first bowl game. Sam Houston is the opponent. Gone over their roster and some of their numbers. Like many of our opponents, especially down the stretch, they are having to play their backup quarterback. George McIntyre, he is out. He was having a really good freshman year. Caden Anderson is the starter, and he actually has really good throw power, and his accuracy isn't as good downfield, but it's one better short. So I think they have a capable quarterback filling in, and then a really good backfield. They have a lot of speed in the receiving core. Their leading receiver is Zion Kearney. But where I like this matchup for us is in the trenches on both sides. They lack standout offensive linemen, and I don't think they have the interior defensive presence to give us problems the way others have in some of our worst performances. I am expecting potentially a very high-scoring finale here to Season 2. The numbers on Brian Jackson are really impressive. And why don't we get this game underway? And there is Reggie Carter leading out the Red Wolves as we finish up the second year in the series. And I think we're making really good progress. Season 2, obviously the first year with live commentary, I think has been a really good start to this era of content. And I'm just excited about the overall state of this series. We will receive the opening kickoff, and we are underway from Boca Raton. And here is J.J. Harrell handling the return with a good tackle at the 16. That last game we played definitely leaves a bad taste in my mouth, so I'm glad we have this opportunity. We were defeated last 23-10 by the eventual Sun Belt champions, Louisiana. We'll avoid a delay of game and get a swing pass out to Bo Jackson, the MVP of this team in Season 2. I don't think that's up for discussion. And he motions out on the second straight snap as the pass is caught. A first down for tight end Houston Thomas. who has crossed the 40 catch and 400 yard mark on this season. Been a very nice addition. Gave us one of the most memorable moments of the series as Jackson gains 4 on the ground. Motioning Aiden Williams across, and his first catch will go for a first down. He runs out in Bearcat territory. Again to Bo Jackson. That is a nice TFL for Deshaun Kirby. There's an overthrow from Collins. Had a good chance there on the slant, but too tall. And this has been tough all year. 3rd and long for the Red Wolves. And pressure on Collins. He goes down. Trying to pin the Bearcats to start their first drive, which will at the 22-yard line. The quarterback is Caden Anderson. I have it in my notes that he has 39 pass attempts, and I can't remember if that's real, honestly, but I wrote it down. A gain of 3 to start things as they'll go hurry up. Brian Jackson is the star running back, and he gets the first 2 touches. Flying into the backfield, though, tackled by Evan Brown. I got a player comp for you on Evan Brown here after 3rd down and 8. Here is the throw going over the top now, and it's batted away by James Reed. I think Evan Brown plays like Andrew Sendejo. He was a safety for the Vikings and a couple other teams who just always seem to be flying around a little recklessly making tackles. Thomas motioning as we get drive number 2 started. And following some good blocks, it's a gain of 6 for Jackson. Here's an inside give, and the Bearcats stout. And our second attempt now converting 3rd down. It is complete to Hudson Clement. 16-yard gain, now 49 catches on the season. And another give on 1st down. Jackson gets 2. Play fake, Collins now trying to get out of trouble, and again the ball is thrown away. Thought our offensive line would hold up a little bit better than this early on, but here is Bo Jackson. He will get it done on the angle route, completely uncovered. 2nd down and 6, and a quick throw on a screen for Houston Thomas. I am not normally a tight end screen guy, but on occasion, it won't hurt. Putting all 3 of those senior receivers on one side. Here's a screen. Titus Mokio Adimalala taken down. From the 7, sprinting right, flipped out. It is Bo Jackson running in the touchdown. 10th on the ground this season. He's nearly averaged 1 per game total. And the Red Wolves are on the board first. 7-0. Nice to score first, and now we see if this defense can come ready to play against this Sam Houston offense. Over the middle, a leaping! Oh, he dropped it. Had a pretty good chance there at a chunk play. Now they go empty. And the throw is underneath, caught by Kearney, the leading receiver, who now surges toward 1,000 yards on the season. Pressure inside on 1st down, and there's the senior with his 15th sack, Quincy Wright. I think this is going to be a really favorable matchup for this defensive line, and I'd love to see a guy like Devin Noteboom, who has been quiet this year, have a chance to make a couple plays. Dumped off incomplete. I did notice the right tackle has been credited with 12 sacks given up today, so the right side's where you want to really watch out, as there's plenty of time and a completion but shy of the marker. This is going to set up well for us as we'll take over after a J.J. Harrell return. Not a ton of distance on that kick. We have really just had the ball for nearly the entire first quarter. Bearcats with a couple 3-and-outs. And here's more. Bo Jackson, the middle is open, and he's got himself a first down. And it's Hawkins now. Good block in the second level, but a flag down. It's coming back. Hawkins will remain here in the game, and wide open is Clement. One thing that shocked me this season is he actually has a higher yards per catch than Aiden Williams. Certainly Williams is used more on some catch and run plays, whereas that's not really Clement's game. But I don't think there have been the big plays from Williams that I thought would rival the Corey Rucker season from year one. Here's Jackson to finish off the quarter with another first down. I'm also making sure we get this game in before the newest title update. So you're probably watching this after that has come out. I try my best to, get games in when I know there's an update coming. And I think I've played the entire year or most of it all on the same patch. So gameplay hasn't really changed, which I really like. At the 22, and it's Collins now, keeping and getting first down yardage. Motioning with TMA, play clock winding down. We'll get the snap off in time. And Collins, oh boy, that could have been awful. They bring pressure again, end zone, touchdown to Aiden Williams. What a catch, and Williams scores his 9th touchdown on the season. Bearcats come with pressure. They send a linebacker, they send a safety, and as soon as that safety comes downhill, it's one-on-one in the end zone on a post with Aiden Williams. It's not a good throw. It's behind him. This is trouble, but we are fortunate he could come down with it. Everything unfolding very favorably for the Red Wolves thus far. And a throw downfield, another chance, but it is just out of reach. They're hoping a big play can get them in this game. Play fake again over the middle. It is caught. And there's the big gain of 24. Handoff. And nowhere to go off tackle for Brian Jackson. Coming down to third down again, needing 12. There it is. First down to Harry Lodge. I don't think we've seen too many teams that are this aggressive with their passing game. Nice throw here on first down as they'll get 8. They motion out the running back again. Caught on the slant. First down. And this is where I like to start mixing it up. Call some things we haven't tried yet. As Kilgore makes the tackle. A loss of 1. Trying to cause some chaos defensively. Oh, a run on 3rd and 7. It's Jackson, and there is a flag down. This could be an illegal block in the back based on the timing. And that's going to wipe out a really big play. 3rd down and 7. Bearcats throwing over the middle. They got it. Let's just keep giving them pressure looks here and see if they make any mistakes. It's a run here and cutting through. Broken arm tackle. Touchdown. Lucky Sutton puts the Bearcats on the board. They're not letting us run away with it. We've had a good run defense this year, but I do worry about defending this backfield duo. Nice cut. Broke that arm tackle. They have some playmakers in the backfield. All right, we have 2 straight touchdown scoring drives. And Jackson gets us off to a strong start on this possession with a first down run. Play action. And here's a throw outside. Turning around to pick it. It is intercepted. There was some pressure that time. Thought we could get Houston Thomas. Instead, it's the 8th interception this year for Ricky Collins. Feeling pressure here and trying to make a play, but this one needed to be thrown away. Momentum shifting to the Bearcats. 6 and change to play in the first half. Pressure running upfield, sliding ahead of Kilgore is Anderson. 3rd down and 2, they keep it in the air and have it. First down, Bubba Hampton. This team is throwing a lot of empty at us too. Throwing to the outside. Here is a gain of 9. Now they run this and continue to get first downs. This time it's only a 3-man rush, but the ball is out quickly. They're down to the 10. They have us scrambling for answers. 6 yards out, running right into Aaron Alexander. And it's 3rd and goal. Out quick and stop shy of the end zone. And they will send out the field goal team. First field goal attempt of the day. And it is good, 14-10. And we've got to settle it back down now. 4 minutes until halftime. We'll motion over TMA. But it's going to be Bo Jackson's turn as he is held to just 1. Now Hawkins checks in and they're able to answer again. 3rd down and 7. Collins is hit. And it's the 2nd sack for Sam Houston. Gotta find some answers for the passing game. And this hurry-up offense, too, is getting the better of us. The motion out the running back on 1st down. Again, it is out and caught by Hampton. I think I liked it better when they were just aggressively pushing the ball downfield. Now they're a little more thoughtful. We don't have as many answers for that. Anderson outside and complete again. 18 for 22 through the air. 1:40 now left in the first half. Sam Houston 10 unanswered. Another completion for a gain of 9. We send pressure. Believe the outside wide open. 1st down. We're going to show even more pressure on 1st down. It is a 5-man rush. Complete inside the 10. We're going to spend a timeout. I'd like to get one more drive here in this half as the run will get stuffed and they'll spend a timeout. Hand off to Brian Jackson. He slips a couple tackles and he gets the 1st down as well. They haven't ran the ball much, but these running backs have already forced a fair amount of missed tackles. Jackson carries again as our final timeout is used for an Alexander Kilgore injury. 45 seconds left. Jackson, he spins away. He breaks the plane. Touchdown, Sam Houston. And that's just pure creation. I thought we had him there for no gain. I knew this offense was going to be a handful. You know, this team has been inconsistent over the course of the season, but we're also very inconsistent just when you look at many of these games. We have gone out to good runs to start or poor starts and recovered later. So we got a little bit of time here to try and get at least a field goal. And if they're going to play soft, we're going to take those yards underneath. Not so much of a prevent look this time. And dropped by Clement. And the pass is complete again. It's Aiden Williams. But we don't get the 1st down, and we're not going to go for it here. No cakewalk victory here in the Boca Raton Bowl. We're going to have to find some second half answers, especially for this passing game. We owned the 1st quarter, but they took the 2nd. 17 unanswered for the Bearcats. And possession to open the 2nd half. They'll get it out to Brian Jackson for a gain of 4. And we get some 3rd down stops now. They need 6. Pass is caught at the 30-yard line. Anderson over 200 yards passing. 4-man rush. And another completion against Pat Fargus. So we might be without Alexander Kilgore a bit in this 2nd half as well. And what's his last college game? Jackson on the carry. Good block in the 2nd level. A 1st down. And so much for this pass rush making an overall major impact. Downfield behind Reed, and there he goes. Touchdown, Bubba Hampton. We get aggressive to the point where we're susceptible to some big plays. Caden Anderson, 25 of 29. And we really haven't seen anything quite like this. But in press coverage, this is what we're risking, because we're trying to take away the quick passing game. And suddenly we're struggling to keep up. Down by 10. Jackson to start this drive. Ahead to the 30, hit down hard. Now on the keeper, Collins gets to the edge, and that should... No, it's not enough. And now Gabe Fortson has to leave the game. Short yardage is far from easy. And on 3rd and inches, we're going to barely get it with Bo. Here's a throw to the outside. Good block by Clement, but a great effort from number 20 on the tackle. 3rd down again. And Collins sailing one. It is out of reach for Titus Mokio Adimalala. And that's just a throw we really need in this spot. Takes a little while to develop, but he's open. And it could be a touchdown if he catches this. A lot of pressure on us, getting some defensive stops now. We have to punt this away. Is there anything left in the bag of tricks defensively? Bearcats at the 22. They're looking for a screen, and it's thrown too low. A bad pass. Here's a chance, 3rd and 10. Anderson, he's got him open with way too much time in the pocket. Over 300 yards passing. I wanted everybody to play the sticks there, and we're just not getting enough pressure. I can't believe this front four is having this kind of a game in this spot. I thought this was very favorable. Pressure coming now, and it is rushed, incomplete. That's what we need. But unfortunately, we're not creating much pressure unless we send extra. 5 more coming, and caught. Reaching for the 1st down. 14 yards away, and a run with Anderson. He's got some room and dives down to the 6. They'll look to throw it now, and that's a touchdown. Unstoppable. The Bearcats offense started slow, but they've rattled off 30 unanswered points. What an awful look for Reggie Carter's defense to close the year. Can the offense give us any kind of a chance? 6 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Floated, flag down. It is complete, and it is against us. So now it's a 1st and 20. Looking for Williams, and that's contested, incomplete. It just feels like they have an answer for absolutely everything right now. 4th down. Nope, they're not running it. Here's a catch. Down to the 26. With this lead, you'd think maybe they start to run the ball a bit more. I mean, Brian Jackson has had this great season, by getting the ball a lot. But they're going to keep throwing for the most part. Jackson now. Flag down. That could help us out. But we just lost Drew Collins on that play. Down one of our better pass rushers. 3rd down and 15. End zone, and broken up by Evan Brown. A legitimately good play. Wish I could see the wind here. But it's a long 48-yard attempt. On its way. Splitting the uprights. Motioning out Bo Jackson, getting him in space. Good open field tackle, 6 yards. And we head to the air again for Clement. And there's a solid pickup to the 47. We're going to have to go hurry up. We need to save time and try to get as many more possessions as we can. This is going to be open underneath for TMA. 1st down. 4-man pressure. This one's dumped. Bo Jackson has a 1st down. Best drive put together in some time. It's TMA now at the 10. The offense is waking up a bit. Jackson now caught it near the 5, wrestled down at the 3. Wow, we just forced them to use a timeout there? I've never seen the AI call a timeout to end like a run there on a long possession. Goal to go. Pass is caught. Touchdown. Red Wolves cap it off. Javion Fricks. We ain't giving up. Can anyone come up with that big defensive play we so desperately need? Here's a run. Sam Houston could start grinding with this and definitely give us some more problems. Second straight. Nice tackle. And a third down. They run it a third time, making a move, and Jackson has a first down. A fourth straight run. Actually changing their approach with their lead here late. Inside give, stuffed. There we go, Note Boom. There's a good play. They have not yet thrown on this drive. This one's probably going to be in the air. Anderson has time, and he's hit. Incomplete. Our first stop in way too long. 4 seconds to go in the third. We still have some hope. Punt is not far. We're going to fair catch that. And it's on to the fourth quarter, the final quarter of the year. What do the Red Wolves have left for us? And one of the best parts is we don't have to be in a hurry here. We can still use the run game. Shouldn't waste any time, but we can run the ball still, and we certainly should when Bo is this dynamic first down. Houston Thomas is the motion man. Passes out. TMA holds on. At the 49, Jackson through the hole, cuts outside, tackled at the 32. Here we head to the air, Houston Thomas. And the game has seen another major momentum shift. Cedric Hawkins is the running back, but here is a leaping catch for Aiden Williams. Hawkins in the game, and he gets the carry inside the 5 and running to the end zone. The Red Wolves cut it to a one-score game. I don't know what happened, but this game has shifted hard back in our favor, and we're down by less than a touchdown. 34-28. I didn't see their 34-point run coming, and I certainly didn't see us stopping it either. A game full of surprises and still a lot of time on the clock. Sam Houston ball running Brian Jackson. This is trouble. Vargas on the tackle. Caden Anderson has had a great game. He's back to pass. Has to settle it underneath, and it's a good pickup to Lodge. Pressure coming, and a first down, or not. 10th catch for tight end Harry Lodge. And they've still got to earn another few inches. Keeper, Anderson. That's enough. Up in press coverage now. First down, and open underneath. Quarterbacks actually did a pretty good job that time in their press coverage. Now Jackson carries, gets the first down to the 45. Lorenzo Riggs in the game for Drew Collins as Jackson will gain 6. Inside run, Jackson again, first down. A field goal would put them up by 2 possessions. I think going for 2 would have been the better call on our last touchdown. Brian Jackson, 20 carries, 62 yards. Started off like 11 for 11. And now they dump it off a tight end screen. And that was a receiver's screen. It just kind of looked like a tight end screen. Third down and 11. Good chance for us on this possession. This one's floated, separating at the 10 and caught. could not keep up. Fargas was trailing behind. And only 4 yards now from the end zone. 5 and change left in the game. Jackson, no, it's Anderson. He leaps in. Touchdown, Sam Houston. Back up by 2 possessions in the final 5 minutes. So we're back, I think, to running a lot more no huddle, trying to lengthen this game. But still, it's score, stop, score. And we can win this ball game. Ain't gonna be easy, though, that's for sure. First down and 10. And we'll dump this off. Bo Jackson, he made a man miss again. It's a first down, and we're sprinting to the line. Changing the play now. They show single high. Wide open, Houston Thomas. First down. Rollout. And Collins has Bo Jackson head out at the 26. A fake now. And Collins, it's just a little behind TMA and knocked down. Second down and 10. Collins takes off now. Through the defense. Oh, a dive ahead to the 6. And we're going to hurry it up again. We have not run much more than like a minute off the clock with this possession so far. Second and goal. And the pass is on the money for Clement. Touchdown, Arkansas State. Ricky Collins continues to bring us back. We're going to go for 2 because that is field goal insurance for a team that has been struggling to find stops throughout the game. Empty backfield for Ricky Collins. Pass is caught by Aiden Williams. We trail by 5. 3:53 to go in the game. Sam Houston takes over. It's an easy throw to start the drive and a gain of 9. Pressure from the secondary. And caught. First down. Keeping it in the air. And a first down throw. Sailing. It is off the hands of Evan Brown. I reshuffled the safeties before this possession. Evan Brown has been matching up a lot in man coverage, hasn't gotten the job done, so he's now more in the deep safety role. Maybe we'll see Malachi Whedon play a little bit more on tight ends. And this was his chance at the big play that we needed. Here's Luke Wisham. He's in the slot now over a receiver. Second down to the outside. That stops the clock. That works. Aaron Alexander's off the field here too. 3rd and 7. Good coverage. And thrown away. The Arkansas State defense comes up with another stop. The coverage was excellent. They've been getting yards over the middle consistently. Pat Fargas here, step for step, would have been contested. And then Marcus Gorey also does a great job against Zion Kearney. All we asked for was a chance. 3 minutes left to go in the game. We have that chance. Harrell, he's going to return this up to the 38. And now it all falls on the offense. Ricky Collins was battled through this game all day. Bo Jackson gets 1. 78 receiving yards, 90 rushing. He really has 78 through the air. 4-man rush. Outside the numbers, and it was just off the mark. Critical down. 3rd and 9. Flag down. Williams, he made the catch. And it's not going to count. Holding on Jaden Hart's, his 2nd of the game. Play clock winding down as we flip things at the line. And there's the movement. False start. 3rd down and 24. As Collins is hit again. We know we can get away with allowing a field goal. So we have the option here of going for it. A miracle is the only reason we made it to a bowl game. We're looking for one on 4th and 24. We are going to go for it in this spot. And it is put up downfield. Williams, he made the catch! Arkansas State, first down! He did it! He was ready on that 3rd down. That one didn't count. We ask him to do it again, and Aiden Williams delivers. All the stars have had to bring their A game here in this one. Now it's a screen. That's TMA. Inside the 20. 19 yards away. Collins. We were looking for a lead block, but he got caught up trying to get through. 3rd down and 3. Jackson gets the carry. Jackson a first down, and he scores all the way back. Arkansas State has taken the lead. 42-41. That leaves a lot of time for Sam Houston. It was hard to imagine us even getting into this position. We're going to throw it. It is caught by Williams. Of course it is. 3-point lead for Arkansas State. And they will have to answer. Down 3. 1:10 on the clock. Caden Anderson motions out the running back. And he throws over the middle on target. Complete to Hampton. 4-man rush again. This one's floated. He's wide open. Out of bounds at the 45. A minute to go. It's a 5-man rush. They'll dump this off. At this point, we want to try, if they get into field goal range, we want it to be a really tough play. We're going to let them get to the line. They can spike it. I was going to call a timeout here once they got to the line and wasted some time, but this works better. 3rd down and 4. Looking for the first down. That's complete. And they'll get it to the 41. It's a throw. Getting blocks. Nice gain. Now they're inside of a 50-yard field goal. Can't afford to spike it, though. So they hurry up for 3rd down and 1. Heading to the air. Up the seam and denied. 4th down. They're going to kick it here. Game on the line for Sam Houston. It's a 49-yard try. We're going to ice the kicker. Colby Sessoms is the senior kicker. This is to tie it from 49. On its way. And he drilled it. This game is tied at 44. 11 seconds now remaining in regulation. Could we be headed to overtime? Dumped off first, though. Bo Jackson couldn't get upfield for a big gain. We're going to let it go to overtime then. What a thriller. For a while, it looked like Sam Houston was going to blow us out. What a comeback. And now we're headed to OT. So each team is going to have a chance to match, of course. Who's getting the football first? Sam Houston's going to call it, and they win the toss. They'll put us on offense then to start. Crowding up that right side, and we're going to change our play. First down, Jackson on the outside, slips a tackle, heads inside the 20. Play action. And wow, threw a fastball by Fricks. 3rd down and 4. Thomas on the catch. Drive extended. Give to Jackson. There's running room, and he fights his way to the 1. Less than a yard away. And Reggie Collins sneaks in the go-ahead touchdown in overtime. 51-44. The defense now could end it. 1st and 10 for Sam Houston. Anderson's got a clean pocket and delivers another one to Lodge. We just have no answers for him at all. 51-44. This is a run for Brian Jackson. He is in. That didn't take long. A 2-play touchdown drive for Sam Houston. And this will be the last extra point then of the game. As from here on out, teams will have to go for 2. 102 combined points, and there will be more. Sam Houston starts the second overtime period. Good play for us. It's a handoff, trying to get Jackson to the outside. He's chased down by Kilgore. And here is 3rd down. Bearcats need 8. It's a screen, and the tackle's made. Luke Wisham. And they will bring on the field goal team. We'll have a chance to win this with a touchdown. The kick is good. 25 more yards, and we can wrap this game up with a victory. What a bowl game here in Season 2. Pressure is on the way. Houston Thomas across the 15, and it's already goal to go. They are crowding the box here on 1st down. Here's Bo Jackson sweeping to the outside. I'm sorry, that's Hawkins. He's to the 6. Wow, they have 612 yards of offense. We have 542. We're going to motion out Thomas here. He's split out. 3 receivers left. And on the keeper, Reggie Collins. He runs it in. Touchdown. Red Wolves walk him off. With the same play J.J. McCarthy scored on against the Bears. Touchdown, Arkansas State. There's your game winner. What a way to cap off Season 2. That was an incredible game. That'll be a tough one to top. 57-54 is your final. The Vikings version of this play didn't have the tight end split out, but it's the same idea. Trips left, read option, and they bite badly. Reggie Collins keeping. That is your season here, everybody, in year 2. We had nearly 200 plays run in this game. Nearly 1,200 yards of offense. 14 touchdowns. That was something. Starting with Sam Houston, Caden Anderson was near unstoppable. 494 yards, 2 touchdowns. They didn't run the ball all that efficiently, but Brian Jackson still looks good and broke some tackles along the way. 14 catches for Harry Lodge, 10 for Bubba Hampton. And there was a stretch in this game where their defense really had us figured out, but I like playing down multiple possessions. Like, I enjoy trying to create those comebacks. And I think sometimes when I'm just not playing well, that it gets me focused on the things we need to do to actually come back. It doesn't always work, like last episode, but it all came together on that first drive. We started running hurry up. 34 of 49 for Reggie Collins, 3 touchdowns through the air. Bo Jackson, $125 on the ground. He scores twice. Collins runs in 2 touchdowns. And through the air, TMA had 8 catches for 59. Bo Jackson hauled in 8 catches as well. Aiden Williams, 6 for 90. But that 51-yarder, man, we're not winning this game without that. Houston Thomas, 6 catches. Hudson Clement, 5. The transfer portal, all those players combined to make this possible. The defense ultimately didn't make those splash plays in the end, but they did enough and got some stops, forced a couple kicks. It was enough this time. Oh, we have broken the Arkansas State single-season sack record with Quincy Wright. I love that you get these notifications. Any other records? Maybe, or maybe not. We've won the Boca Raton Bowl. That's our first trophy of this series. I like that they keep track, too, like the scores of those games, what year you earned it. That was going to be a hard one to forget, though. That's how you send out a very talented group of seniors. Another milestone has been achieved as we have won our first bowl game. Will that be enough to make us a 2-star program next year? I'd like to think we have a pretty good chance after going 7-6. This was a respectable season. But of course, next year's team is going to look very different. I do worry about Ricky Collins transferring out. I think this playing time deal breaker is an issue for him because of the presence of Duncan Grant, which I wish I could just tell him, hey, you're our guy, but Grant is here, so that's the way it is. I would really hate to see Bo Jackson leave. I mean, we were lucky to have a talent like him show up, but he could still choose to go back to a larger school, and it would be very difficult to replace him. Ricky Collins, 21 touchdowns, 8 interceptions is where his season ends. All in all, I think a good season, and I'd love to have him back for his senior year. Bo Jackson finishes with 1,175 yards and 11 touchdowns. Next year, I'd like to get this running game a bit more balanced in terms of having some power backs, and even if Bo Jackson comes back, like in certain situations, he's not used quite as much. Short down and distance, maybe running in the red zone as much. Of course, we're going to have to replace all of the leading pass catchers. Williams ends up the leading receiver in yards, catches, and touchdowns, which is where I would have expected this would all end up. Clement was very good. TMA was reliable. That trio moves on along with Houston Thomas. So our leading receiver returning would be J.J. Harrell. But of course, there are probably going to be chances in the portal to try to add more players. But we have 2 4-star freshmen who are also incoming, keep in mind. The offensive line. I feel like we still need to get stronger inside. Hearts gave up a lot of penalties this season, and we're just giving up way too much interior pressure, I feel. On defense, we have to find a way to be more disruptive and create turnovers. We went all season only forcing a handful, including 2 interceptions. I'd really like to get a few more next season. Quincy Wright is the sack leader. He now graduates. Drew Collins, he could be back, but championship contender is a deal breaker that we don't currently meet. We lost a lot of our best players last year in the portal. It could all happen here again. Clune Van Andel, he graduates, 18 for 23 on field goals this season. Looks like the misses were mostly long range, including all attempts over 50 yards. Quincy Wright is the first player to break a record here, a season record at Arkansas State. If Bo Jackson comes back, I think he'd have a chance at topping the rushing yard mark. All in all, I think this is a successful season, but certainly there's a lot of work to do. And I'm excited now to look ahead to year 3. We have this positive momentum going into the offseason. I will be streaming the offseason again. I've always loved doing that. That's a staple of these series. And now we have a full season wrapped up in the live commentary era, and I love the change. And especially getting to put together episodes like this one, the fantastic finish against South Alabama. There's a little extra excitement now with the way the series are. But as a sneak peek of our next recruiting class, we do have the chance now to see some dev traits, but a lot of our battles are still ongoing. Theo Booker will choose either us or Memphis. We're probably getting Steven Katula, Frederick Cruz. He could go to a big school and maybe sit or come to us. and play. Dallas Brown, we have the only offer for him. Raheem Ismail, the tight end, will pick us or JMU. Jamerson Sharp, it's another competitive battle here for a cornerback, and that's been one of the toughest positions all season. Love to see us add these two players, but it won't be a gimme. Robert Ringo will likely pick us. We have the only offer for him, and Kevin Blair, it's the same there. So, dev traits. We'll begin with Hugh Souls, one of the cornerbacks who turned us down. He has normal development. Now, we're going to have 2 4-star receivers joining the program next season, so if we don't end up getting receiver talent in the portal, there's still something to look forward to. Star Dev for route artist Stephen Harris, who is 5'7", 162. Really curious what his ratings end up being. Is he a dynamic speedster? I have no idea. What's the catch in traffic like when he's going to be one of the smallest players in college football? No idea. Damar Alba is next. Impact development. He has the speedster archetype and is 6'3", 189. Very excited to learn their ratings. Impact development on Pierre Shembo. So we do have incoming receivers that should make a difference. Tackle Dylan Boykins is a gem with star development. Huge addition. Defensive tackle Stefan Diggs. Impact development at D tackle. And normal for David Asper, who I think has good enough upside to make an impact early. But I think like Devin Noteboom, the ratings look good outside of awareness, so maybe it still takes a while. Like it did with Noteboom, who was pretty quiet this season. But that's pretty good that 5 of 6 players already have more than normal development. And we have a couple stars that play high-value positions. Speaking of Devin Noteboom, I'm really curious to see how he develops in the offseason. He's one of the highest ceiling players that we have. And I didn't call his name this year as much as I was hoping to. He ends up as a 72, 2.5 sacks, 22 tackles. He was on the field too for a lot of snaps. Maybe it's promising that his most productive game was the last one, but he was also on the field for a ton of snaps in that game. Looking ahead to the offseason, we could be looking at quarterbacks again, depending on what Ricky Collins chooses to do. At the running back position, I'd love to add some power. I will be searching for a power back in the portal. I imagine I'm also looking for at least one starting receiver. But I would like to get those freshmen some early playing time and start to develop a team rather than just piece together a bunch of seniors every season. We're going to have to find a tight end as our top 3 are all graduating. Jabari Bush could have a role next season, but keep in mind his skill caps are not much higher than where his ratings already are, so we may have to search in the portal for a tight end. We have some young offensive linemen, so I don't feel that finding starters is going to be the greatest need, but we'll look and see what's out there. And for the defense, defensive tackle, that has a chance to be a bit of a weakness next season. So if we can add anybody next year, that would be great. And then thankfully our edge rushers will have a chance at all returning. Again, you just never know because of the transfer portal. So we'll keep an eye out. We could certainly get more talent there. At linebacker, we have to replace Alexander Kilgore. There's a chance for BJ Wasevich should he take a leap. Aaron Alexander also graduates. I'll be looking for a good coverage player for sure. In the secondary, I think we can and should look at the cornerback position, but we're only graduating one key starter in James Reed. And then at the safety position, we have some freshmen here that have played a lot, some sophomores. Might not be the highest priority. And there you go, everybody. Season 2 is complete. Leave your thoughts down below in the comment section. Thank you for watching and supporting this series through all the changes. I know year 1 was different from what you're used to. Year 2 then different from that. But this is what I look to stick with, and I have really enjoyed this change. I'll get that stream scheduled. I don't know exactly when it's going to be yet as I'm recording this in advance. But I look forward to seeing you all again in Season 3. Take care. I'll catch you all in the off season.